everyone, and welcome to another show of the Jonesin 4 Show. And I am pumped to have you here. Welcome to the new year. Welcome to 2020. Clear vision, right? You have eagle vision. You're set to go. You are going to make this year incredible. And how do you make this year incredible? Well, by being awesome. How else do you do it, right? By being awesome yourself, right? And sharing your awesomeness, your coolness, your excitement with the world, right? With your community, with your family, your friends, your workplace, everywhere you go, spread awesomeness with you, right? Share your awesomeness with the world. It's going to brighten their lives, and they in turn will brighten your life. It's going to be so incredible. Holy cow, we're not even a minute into this show, and look at this. You're already getting yelled at about being awesome and having positivity. How cool is that? So today's episode, today's show is about goals, right? So we are in 2020. People have set New Year's resolutions, right? They've set the resolutions. They've set goals for themselves. And I'm not going to judge you if you set a resolution, if you set goals. Whatever works for you is awesome. But let's find something that works for you. Because I'll be honest, and heck, you know this too, if you're honest with yourself, that people who usually set resolutions don't keep up with it. I think like the stat is like 80%, if not more, right, do not keep the resolutions. For example, one very common one that people hear a ton about really is fitness, right? Well, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'm going to lose this weight, or, and then, okay, they set their plan. I got my gym membership. Cool. And we're going to go do this. And I'm going to go work out every day. And they're good for the first week. And then the second week gets a little tougher, but they kind of push through. They do 3 days out of the week. And then it just tapers off. By the end of the month, out. They're no good. They're not keeping up with the resolution. It's done for, right? And yeah, they might jump back on, but let's be honest here. Raise your hand, unless you're driving, right? Raise your hand and admit to yourself if you have failed at a resolution. Yeah. If you can't see me, both of my hands are raised because I have failed at my resolutions before. I just haven't, some of them were losing weight. Some of them were goals for fitness goals, as in like, I want to do 100 push-ups. Failed at that one, right? So that's okay, right? Life happens. We make mistakes, we learn from them, hopefully, and we move on. But let's talk about ways to help you achieve those goals, those resolutions that you have. Because I have found success doing this strategy with many, many aspects of my life, whether it is personal, working on fitness things, working on things with my wife and our family, or from school and helping students. And this is something I talk about in my workshops and presentations as well. And so if you don't know, I do that. I also go and talk and do workshops and all that cool stuff. Love to chat with you in your school or your workplace or organization. It'd be awesome. But I'm sidetracking. Anyway, let's get into this. So let's help you achieve your goals for 2020. Here's what you need first. First, what's your goal? Great. Yeah, you have to decide. Like, seriously, decide. Make it concrete. What is your goal for 2020? And maybe you have many goals. Heck, maybe you have like 15, right? Or whatever the number is. It's okay. I like somewhere a number that's, for me, really achievable. Anywhere between like 3 and 6, maybe 7. That's kind of pushing it. Like, 3, 5, 6. I'm happy with those numbers because it's a small enough number that I can achieve success with without being overwhelmed. Okay? So the goal, whatever your resolution is, right? You want it to be, if you've heard this expression before, a SMART goal, which, a SMART goal is one that's specific, right? So you have a very specific thing. It's measurable. It's attainable, which I have a small issue with, but we'll chat about, right? It's realistic, I think, is R, and then it's time-bound, right? So there's a SMART goals and things like that you can do to make sure your goal is going to be achievable. I mentioned I have a problem with it being obtainable. I do want it to be obtainable for you. I'm not saying I don't. I don't want it to be like climbing Mount Everest by, February and you haven't climbed anything since you were a kid on, your jungle gym at home. It's been a long time since I've been on a jungle gym. Anyway, sorry. I got lost. So thinking about these goals, right? I want it to push you. Your goals should not be easy necessarily, right? They shouldn't be something that you could quick turn around and do. It's not like a task on a list that you just cross off. No, you should have steps. It should push you. It's like this push goal, right? This thing that's going to push you out of your comfort zone a little bit to achieve a little bit more. That's going to take a little bit more energy to help you really grow as a person, right? So yes, I think that should be attainable, but I feel that if you heard of this SMART goal before, or you followed it before, I feel that people generally, I shouldn't say generally, people take it and then minimize their goals to make it, or the resolutions, to make it more obtainable. And now I got that idea when I was listening to Brendan Burchard on one of his podcasts, and I thought about it, I'm like, oh yeah, totally. I see this all around. So I'm not the one who came up with it. I heard of it from Brendan, and that made me really think of that. So what is your goal? Be specific about what your goal is, and then write it down. You can write it down on your phone or your computer, whatever, but I find writing it down physically on a sheet of paper is huge. And then you want to put it somewhere where you see it every day, but we'll get to that point in a little bit. So you write down your goal. Be specific. For example, one of my goals for this next year is going to be doing 100 push-ups by, I didn't think about the date before I did this show. Let's see. Okay. I will be able to do 100 push-ups by June. So by June 1st, my goal is to be able to do 100 push-ups straight without pausing, just go straight through. Okay, that's my goal. Then now you know about my goal, right? So that's a big goal. I can't do that. I can maybe bust out 70-ish or so. I haven't tested myself recently. I think last time I did, I was at 70. The highest I got when I did this goal before was 92. So I was close, but I didn't achieve it. So there's my goal. And it's specific. I have 100 push-ups. I have it's time bound by June 1st. It's pushing me, but it's attainable. I know I can do it, and there you go. That's my goal. What's your goal, right? I'd love to know what your goal is. All right, feel free to add it in comments below, message me, email me, jump on my website and let me know. I'd love to find out what your goal is, or hop on social media. I'm Jonesin4, Jonesinfor, on Facebook or Instagram. Feel free to follow me there and send me a message. Let me know what your goal is for 2020, or goals. So you come up with your goals. You write them down. Cool. You're rocking. Then it's helpful to figure out why you chose that goal, right? Why do you want to achieve that specific goal? And you do this for each of your goals, right? Or each of your resolutions. Why do I want to do this? And be specific about it. And keep asking yourself why over and over and over again till you get to the root of it. So, some people say for losing weight, well, I just want to feel better. I want to be able to, walk upstairs and not lose my breath, or get out of breath walking upstairs. Cool, that's great. That's a good why to do it. But then I keep asking, well, why? And then they mention, well, my kids. I want to be able to keep up with my family, and okay, why? Because my family's really important to me. And then, oh yeah, my family's had these health conditions, and I'm kind of afraid of getting that, and I would like to not have that happen to me, right? These are all just examples of some, right? And so you keep asking yourself why, and find that root reason for you. It could be money, totally cool. It could be family, awesome, right? It could be selfish. For example, here, let's go with my 100 push-ups. Why do I want to do 100 push-ups by June? Because I want to prove to myself that I can do it, that I can physically reach a triple-digit number of push-ups without stopping. I've done it with stopping many times, but I haven't done it straight through. I just want to push myself physically to reach that goal. So why do I want to do it? To prove to myself that I'm a badass. There you go. Just throwing it out there for you, right? So do I need to do it? No. But I want to, and I want to push myself physically, push myself mentally to make that goal happen, right? So, okay, and I can keep asking myself and going down that rabbit hole of why? And I encourage you to do that so you can find the root reason. And you do that for every single one of your goals, right? So that you know the reason why you want to achieve it. Maybe one of your goals is, I want to make 3 meals, dinners at home a week, right? I'm going out too much. I want to save some money. Oh, could be a reason why, right? Save money. Or then I want to make these meals at home, or I want to improve my cooking skills. Cool, right? There's your goal. Maybe your goal is to improve your cooking skills, and then the other parts will fall in a little bit. So, any case, you have your goal, you have your why, boom, you're rocking it. Now, you're not ready to go off to the races yet there, cowboy. I know you're excited. I know you're ready to rip roar and pedal to the metal and all that stuff. But hold on just a little bit more. A little bit more. Just a little bit. Because now you have your goal. And now you want to set your goal and break it down into what I call tasks. They're like mini goals. Some people call them benchmarks. Whatever works for you, right? So goals and then into tasks. Now, these goals, you have your goals and then your tasks, right? So these tasks are basically the steps that you need to get to your goal, right? So they're the little things that you need to do one before another, to help you achieve that goal. So you need to decide and break it down. It's kind of like reverse engineering your goal, right? So, okay, just because I threw it out, 100 push-ups. So if I need to do 100 push-ups by June 1st, then let's say by May 1st, I should be able to bust out 85 push-ups without stopping by May 1st. By April 1st, let's say we have 70 or 75, right? And we'll see when I do my test here in a little bit to see how many I can do. Maybe that number needs to up it a little bit. Maybe it's 75 and 80 and 85, or 90, 95 and 100, or whatever that number is, right? But you make your tasks, right? And it says, okay, I need to do this by this month. And that's not like, oh, I forgot. Nope. Okay, I have my monthly ones now, my monthly tasks, my benchmarks. Then what do I need to do daily to get to that goal? If you want to if you want to cook at home, improve your cooking skills, and you want to make meals at home, right? Or you want to improve your cooking skills, let's say. And one way you're going to do that, one of your tasks is, I'm going to make 3 meals a week at home. I'm going to prepare everything. Awesome. So then what do? Well, every week you make a shopping list and you figure out the recipes you want to make that week and you plan it out and you get it scheduled. You buy the groceries so that every week, whatever your shopping day is or however it works best for you and your schedule, you go and buy the things you need and then you make your dinner. You plan it ahead of time so you're able to be set with that. And then you can reevaluate and see what you like, what you didn't like, and what you need to change, what you need to adapt, because you will need to change and adapt as you go along. As I mentioned with my 100 push-ups, once I do my fit test and once I get going with it, I might realize I hit a number earlier than I expected. That's awesome. Or I might realize I'm struggling to reach that goal. So then maybe I need to up my training up a little bit more to help me reach that, right? So figuring out the steps to help you reach your goal is huge. And then so you have like monthly little benchmarks, check-ins, and then you have your daily tasks, right? Or maybe it's 3 times a week, right? Whatever works for you to reach that, whatever your goal is, okay? And then another thing is your timeline. Now, the fun part about New Year's resolutions is like people say, I'm going to lose 10 pounds by next year, by 2021, or by summer. Woo! Which is awesome. It's a great goal, right? I like those goals. But if all your goals, if all of them have that same deadline, let's say you have 4 goals, 4 resolutions for 2020, right? Let's say those are all due by December 31st, 2020, right? At 11:59 at night before the clock strikes midnight and it's 2021. Well, that's going to put a lot of pressure on you at the end of the year, right? Because all of a sudden, all your goals and resolutions are all coming together like, oh my gosh, I have to get it all together. It doesn't need to be crazy, right? So what I suggest doing, instead of getting all into craziness at the end of the year, schedule them out. Seriously, schedule out your goals. Let's say you have 4 goals. Just make numbers easy. Doesn't matter how many you have. But let's say you have 4 goals. So then one is due in March, right? Then one's due in June. So every 3 months, then you have a goal that's due, right? And you pace it out because one's going to take a little more time, so that goes a little bit later in the year. One's not going to take as long, so that goes earlier in the year. You find a way to make it work for you and what your goals are. So you kind of set that timeline, right? So, okay, I have this goal by June, so what other goals do I have? Can I fit something in before that? Totally can, right, with my other goals. And that way I'm spacing it out. I'm not getting all crazy all at one time. It's slowly the slow peaks of craziness. I'm reaching my goal. Awesome, I reached my goal. Cool, and I can keep that going or do whatever I need to do. and then I move to my next goal, right? Or maybe that goal, I'm working on that farther goal ahead of time, but it's not going to be as overwhelming because it's not all building to that same peak at the same time. It's layering it, right? So layer your goals as you need to, as you see fit. And last but not least, the last bit of our show with goals and resolutions are setbacks. Guess what, folks? Get used to it. Setbacks are going to happen, and they suck. And it's really annoying and just aggravating when setbacks happen. But guess what? They happen, and it sucks, and it's annoying. But you're going to get through it. You're going to live. It's not the end of the world. So it's a setback. So what? Readjust, right? Figure out where you need to pick back up again and get back on it again, right? Jump back on that wagon. Go after it. Don't let it derail you and shove you off to the side and kick you and throw dirt at you and just lay there like a lump. No, don't do that, right? Instead, get up, brush the dust off, and go after that goal again. It's okay, because life happens. Sometimes you get sick and it takes you out. Sometimes a family emergency happens and it takes you out of it. It's okay. Stuff happens, folks. It is okay. You have permission from me to you specifically to say, hey, you know what? Setbacks happen. It's okay. I'm going to forgive myself. I forgive you for doing it. Forgive yourself for it happening and move on, because it's going to be all right. Okay? It is going to be okay. So maybe then, if a setback happen, you could pick up where you left off and you're not too far behind and you can still reach that goal in timeline, or maybe you need to readjust that goal and push it back a little bit. Still being realistic, still want to push you, right? Don't be lazy about it, but be realistic, right? Set it back if you need. And with that, sometimes, like me, you don't reach a goal because it just didn't work out, right? Maybe I didn't follow my practicing regimen, my task list as strictly as I should have. I know I messed up there. I'm going to change that this year. So maybe that's what happened to you, right? Or, what? I don't care. I really don't care what the reason is. Maybe you just didn't hit your goal. Guess what? It's okay. You can push that goal later and work on it again. You could, you don't just leave it by the side, right? Unless you really want to, but other than just saying, whatever, no, keep working at it. Figure out a new timeline. Keep going for it. You have a goal. Review, look at your why again. Figure out why you wanted this goal in the first place. Remind yourself of it and go. So you write these things down. What I do is I write down my goals, my whys underneath my goals, and the timeline for it, the days that it's due. And then I mentally know, or sometimes I write down the monthly benchmarks to achieve the goals. And sometimes if you want, you totally can write down your daily or what you need to do every week or however that works for you and your goal. Those tasks, you can write those down. But for me personally, I like writing my goals, my why, and the date of when those goals are going to be complete. And I write down on a sheet of paper. And then I put that paper where I'm going to see it every single day. Right? So wherever that is, for you, it's awesome, right? For me, it's downstairs where I work out, because I work out 6 days out of the week, and I see that piece of paper staring back at me saying, yep, here's this goal, here's this goal, here's this goal that you said you're going to do now. So it reminds me that I need to do those tasks, right? Maybe it's on your bathroom mirror, maybe it's on the refrigerator. Someplace where you're going to see it, and it's going to remind you to do those things. So that's it, folks. That is how, using those steps, you can achieve all your goals, all your resolutions for 2020. Let's make 2020 an incredible year, an awesome year as we come together, right? As we become this awesome family of human beings that are willing to push each other, to push ourselves to be our best selves and to chase our passions, right? Because that's why I'm doing this show, because I want you to live your best life, and helping you do that is to chase your passions to the max, right? So let's go out there. Let's have fun, folks. Go after your goals. That kind of came out of nowhere. That was kind of weird, but whatever. Have a great day. Make this an incredible year. Let me know what your resolutions are and your goals, what they are. Drop them on social media. Let me know. Put them in the comments below. Whatever works for you, let me know. I'd love to hear about it from you. And be sure you subscribe to our show, and so you don't miss any more awesome episodes. We have interviews coming up and all that good stuff. All right, folks. Thanks for listening. Until next time, I will catch you all later.